Well, hello, YouTube. Let's bring it in a little bit. All right. So we are back in the shop. I let the primer, if you guys remember from the last video, we primed all our parts and everything on the benches and let that sit for 2 days. And that seems to be just the right amount of time, about 2 days versus 24 hours for letting your parts, letting the primer actually set up and bake in. I can tell just by feeling it. It's unfortunate. This is the last time I'll be using, well, I'll be using this SEM on major painting. I might be doing some touch up, but I finally figured it out about 2 days if you use the SEM product or the rattle can. If you're gonna prime, I do recommend the SEM primer. It works great. It does exactly what you need it to do. If you're going to be quick or slow building your whole airplane, I would then go to a epoxy paint. There's plenty of brands out there. When I start epoxy painting, I'll share that with you. But if you're just doing your tail cone and quick building the rest of the plane, Vans will prime it for you. It's part of the service that they give you. But in that case, if you're only priming your tail cone or your empennage, then yeah, the SEM you can justify the cost of buying the SEM product. So we got everything primed, everything's ready to go. Today is a plethora of riveting. We're gonna do different types of riveting today, I love riveting. I don't know. I just call me crazy that way. It is nerve-wracking, but we're going to use the squeezer. We're going to use the back riveter. We'll show you that, and then we'll probably do some bucking as well. But today is a riveting day in the shop. A lot of riveting and different types. So the first thing we got to do is we got to attach all the nut plates to this stiffener, and then the stiffener. I'll show you guys that. Maybe I'll show you what the stiffener here, and then we got to attach it to the skin. Then we got to put on the back spar. Front spar still not here from Vans, but we got to rivet the back spar. We got the doubler plates. We have to put nut plates on this guy, which will then I got that up there, so I can't grab it, but it's where the pivot points, the attachment points are connected. So we've just got a ton of riveting to do today. So you guys know the routine. You've been here long enough and everything. So like always, this plane's not going to build itself. And as I get to each point, I'll give you guys a breakdown on those videos. Be well, be safe, and stay tuned. All right, there you go, YouTube. This is the I'm gonna call it this is a doubler. So whenever you have two pieces of steel come together, this piece is a doubler. But this has also got the nut plate attachments for the elevator trim cables to come through. You guys saw me build those up, and actually I've got one here mocked up. So these actually get bolted on underneath like this or something like that. There you go. And so those are sitting over there. So I've got that. So now I've got to attach this to the skin right here like that. So that gets flush riveted to the skin. So we'll do that. We'll do that next. I'm using my pneumatic on this. It's got a big enough jaw that I can reach in and get all that done. So that is a great tool to use. So I'll get this riveted, get these riveted on as well. These are the nut plates, boom, boom, boom. So that is done and everything. So yeah, today, like I said earlier, I wasn't joking. It is a riveting day. So the next part is that we've got to then rivet all of these pieces onto the skin. in the right orientation. So we've got all of these too that get these actually will get what they call back riveted directly to the skin. So yeah, just a lot of riveting today. So we've got the nut plate done, and yeah, so we'll just move on. All right, YouTube. So here we go, back riveting. So if you guys haven't seen my other videos, so this is the process of, riveting all steel requires a bucking bar and some kind of riveting device, something that's going to vibrate. In normal riveting, what we would do is we would have a mushroom set on here. This is a back riveting set. Have a mushroom set and vibrate from the head side, or from the this is actually the head, from the tail side, from the flat side, and then with our bucking bar, the vibration would cause it to, and that's what would squeeze or compress the head. In back riveting, it's the opposite. So this is the big bucking bar here that I've built into my bench. I recommend that you do a bucking bar, or that you get a piece of steel that goes the whole length of your bench. And the reason being is I see a lot of guys using smaller pieces of steel, and they don't know if that's under alignment. If I was to back rivet this without this being on the steel, it would punch right through this skin, and pieces gone. They're pretty much destroyed. And a lot of people have made that very mistake. So I would recommend get a piece of steel that's going to go the whole length of your bench, and that way, no matter what size the piece, as long as it's smaller than your bench width, you're going to be able to see if you're in alignment. So that's rule number one. Rule number two is you got to figure out things. Apparently, in my back riveting set, I did that working on the house. You guys can't see it, but I smashed my finger with a hammer. Didn't get my nail, but I got the tip of my finger, took the tip right off. So didn't do that here in the shop. Did that at the house. House will kill you. You know what they say? The number one killer of pilots is falling off of roofs. But that's another story for another day. So my pin that holds my back riveter together basically broke. So I just grabbed a nail and put it in there. Hey, it works. You gotta do what you gotta do to get it to work. But that's the main thing, is make sure that when you're back riveting, that you, on your piece of steel, that you're actually on the steel. Because if you back rivet, you only have to do it one time, but if you back rivet and you're not on the steel, you're gonna damage the skin. So that's the key there. So this is skin, the bottom skin. This is the bottom skin. It is all the ribs are in for the bottom skin. Now what I need to do is I'll put this on a shelf, and I'll grab the top skin, and we'll repeat it. We'll repeat the work on the top skin. All right, so I've got the top, and actually the left. This is the left elevator, not the right elevator, but the left elevator. So I got the top here on the bench. When doing back riveting, what you do is you put your rivet in your hole on the backside, and then you use tape to hold it in place. So that way, and then what I do is I just take 2 pieces of scrap wood to give me the spacing so it's not on the bench. If it's on the bench, obviously you can't put the rivet in. So you just drop the rivet in, put tape behind them, and then what that allows you to do, and you'll figure this out, but if you don't know, if it frustrates you, this is how you do it. So then, now that the rivets are all in a line, you then turn the piece over, and there you go. There's your row of rivets. And then you'll put your pieces on there, and then with the rivet set, put them on there. So that's how you keep them in position. And basically, you just zip through this. You still got to check, still got to keep your QA up and everything, and stuff. So don't get too crazy. Still got to follow. Like I said, the main thing is make sure that when you're riveting, if I was riveting this line here, I make sure that I can see the metal on both sides of my bucking bar. which is inlaid into my bench to make it smooth. Simple router, nothing major. So that inlays. So there you go. So I'll zip this up and well, back rivet this side, and then we'll probably take and put the pieces on the spar doubler, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. Well, another great day in the shop today. Man, we got a lot done today. So we got all of the ribs put in onto the skins. We got, I actually had to countersink the leading edge, or trailing edge. The trailing edge. Leading edge is the front part of the wing. The trailing edge is the back part, trail, right? Yeah, I was corrected on that by one of the YouTube viewers. I know that. See, my brain and my mouth sometimes aren't in sync, and that's the story, and I'm going to stick to it and stuff. So we had to do the trailing edge. We had to countersink the trailing edge, the wedge that goes into the trailing edge of the wing or of the elevator, and so we got that done. Now, in my haste of painting, I kind of messed myself up. Not messed myself up, let's be honest, or, not really a mess up. But there was one part that I forgot to turn over and paint. So I had to paint that. It is this part here on the main one. I got one side done, but the other one I did not. So I had to paint that. And that's on the bench drying, and I'm going to let that cook for a day or so, and then I'll be able to finish up the rest of that. And then we got the spar. We got all the spar work done. The spar's up there and completed. Got all of the nut plates in, and the spar doublers on, so that's ready to go, and everything. We are still waiting for the, I'll call this the back spar. This is the back spar that's coming from Vans to replace this one. We are waiting on that to get here, and we do need that. I thought I got most of what I needed to get done, but we will need that as far as putting it together. Then we have to zip it up, the two pieces. But those spars kind of need, especially the front spar, needs to be in place as part of the zipping, and that helps with the alignment of the parts and everything. So we're waiting on that. So holding pattern. So I got this painted. Hopefully that piece will get here in a day or so. But once it gets here, I'm gonna have to obviously prep it, paint it, and everything. So I don't know how much get done, but I do know that with this piece here, I'll come in the shop tomorrow, God willing, and get that at least done and ready to go. And then we'll just see where we're at with everything. Yeah, we got a lot done in the shop tonight, and moving this project right along. We should be next week zipping everything up if the parts get here from Vans. And actually, you know what I might do? I was just thinking about this. See, that's why we talk through this. I might just use that part because it's only used to get your spacing put together. So zipping, so I just might use that part to get the spacing. And then when the real part comes in, we'll put that into place and everything. So yeah, that's about it. I appreciate you guys joining me in the shop tonight, this evening. And, if you have any questions or comments or whatever, feel free to leave them. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Keep them to the airplane. This week has been kind of crazy and everything. I don't know if you guys hear, but my voice is kind of going, it's a little scratchy and everything. So we're kind of quarantining ourselves. We took the rapid test and it came back negative, but even though you don't want to get other people sick, regardless of the big C, right, the big COVID, but so I'm just kind of hanging loose and trying to get as much as the airplane caught up and everything. So yeah, that's about it. I just want to say, thanks once again for joining me and helping me stay motivated, doing these videos and working on the plane. You know, at the end of the day, we're doing all these videos. At the end of the day, hopefully we're going to have an airplane. But I appreciate you guys, and like always, just be safe, do the right thing, and God bless.